Ineffable is adjective, incapable of being expressed or described in words. Too great or extreme to be expressed or described. His grief was so deep that it was ineffable. She experienced an ineffable sense of joy on her wedding day. The book left me with an ineffable feeling of satisfaction. The film captured the ineffable essence of childhood. The beauty of the sunset was ineffable.
Cadaverous as adjective, having the appearance of a dead body, especially a pale, emaciated, and corpse-like appearance, relating to a corpse or dead body. The old man's face was cadaverous, with sunken eyes and hollow cheeks. The patient's skin was cadaverous, with a pale and sickly complexion. The abandoned house had a cadaverous look, with cobwebs and dust covering every surface. The actor used makeup to create a cadaverous appearance for their role as a zombie in the movie.
The sound of the wind howling through the empty streets gave the city a cadaverous feel.
Invidious as adjective, offensive or provocative to the senses, morally or mentally, unfairly discriminatory or tending to rouse ill will or resentment. His invidious comments about her appearance were hurtful and unnecessary. The hiring process was criticized for its invidious bias against older job applicants. The media's invidious portrayal of certain groups can lead to harmful stereotypes and prejudice. She was uncomfortable with the invidious comparison her supervisor made between her work and that of her colleagues. The company's invidious practices of underpaying and overworking its employees were exposed by an investigative journalist. Tender as adjective, showing gentleness or kindness, caring or sympathetic, soft or delicate in texture, often with a pleasing or gentle quality. The newborn baby had soft and tender skin. The tender flowers were delicate and easily damaged. The tender moment between the couple was captured on camera. The steak was cooked to a perfect tender texture. The tender care of the nurse helped the patient recover.
Reprobate as adjective, morally condemned or disapproved of, unprincipled or depraved. His reprobate behavior caused him to lose his job. The church leaders denounced the comedian's reprobate jokes. She was known for hanging out with a reprobate crowd. The teacher had to deal with a few reprobate students in her class. The politician's reprobate actions led to his downfall.
Eccentric is noun, a person who deviates from normal or conventional behavior or manners. A person who has quirky, unconventional, or peculiar habits, mannerisms, or appearance. The fashion designer was known as an eccentric, always dressed in flamboyant outfits. The town's eccentric was a mysterious old man who lived alone in a crumbling house. The eccentric was rumored to have hidden treasure buried somewhere on his property. The writer drew inspiration from the eccentrics she encountered in her travels. The group of eccentrics gathered every week to discuss their latest creative projects. Ascribe as verb, to assign or attribute a particular cause, origin, or responsibility to someone or something. To attribute or credit a particular quality, character, or action to someone or something. The author ascribed the success of her book to the support of her readers and the hard work of her team. The historian ascribed the decline of the Roman Empire to a combination of factors, including economic instability and military overstretch. The artist ascribed her inspiration for the painting to her love of nature and the beauty of the landscape. The scientist ascribed the unexpected results of the experiment to an error in the measurement instruments. The teacher ascribed the students' poor performance to a lack of effort and preparation. Untoward is adjective, contrary to what is expected or desired, difficult, inconvenient, or unfavorable. The untoward weather conditions caused flight cancellations and delays. The untoward side effects of the medication made the patient feel worse. The untoward incident at the party ruined the mood and made everyone leave early. The untoward economic situation resulted in job losses and financial hardship. The untoward behavior of the employee led to disciplinary action. Anomaly as noun. A deviation from a rule, principle, or standard. Something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. The unexpected result was an anomaly, and the experiment had to be repeated to verify its accuracy. The climate anomaly was attributed to global warming and was a cause for concern among scientists and policymakers. The financial anomaly was detected by auditors, and an investigation was launched to determine the cause and scope of the irregularity. The astronomical anomaly was caused by a celestial event that had never been observed before and required new theories to explain. The linguistic anomaly was a word that did not conform to the rules of grammar or syntax in the language.
Complaisant as adjective, agreeable and accommodating in nature, willing to please or oblige others. She was always complaisant and willing to help out with anything that was needed. The hotel staff were extremely complaisant and went out of their way to make sure we had a comfortable stay. His complaisant attitude toward the boss's requests earned him a promotion. The politician's complaisant behavior toward lobbyists made many people question his integrity. I found his complaisant agreement to the terms of the contract somewhat suspicious. Malapropism as noun, a speech error in which an absurd or incongruous word is used in place of a similar sounding word. The act of using an incorrect word in place of a similar sounding word, often with humorous effect. Her frequent use of malapropisms during her speeches made her the subject of ridicule among her colleagues. In the play, the character's malapropisms provided much-needed comic relief. He often confused similar-sounding words, resulting in unintentional malapropisms that left his audience puzzled. The politician's malapropism during the televised debate became an instant viral sensation on social media. The newspaper column was filled with malapropisms and grammatical errors, much to the dismay of the editor.
Contrite as adjective. Feeling remorseful or sorry for having done wrong. Showing or expressing sorrow or penitence for having sinned or committed a wrongdoing. The defendant appeared contrite during the trial and apologized for his actions. The athlete was contrite after receiving a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct during the game. The student's contrite demeanor and sincere apology helped to resolve the conflict with her teacher. The penitent's contrite confession and willingness to make amends were taken into account during his sentencing. The employee showed contrite behavior and offered to make up for the mistake she made in her work. Ambiguous as adjective. It implies a sense of uncertainty or vagueness. Refers to something that is open to more than one interpretation or that is unclear in meaning. The meaning of the painting was ambiguous, leaving viewers to come up with their own interpretations. The message in the song was intentionally ambiguous, allowing listeners to draw their own conclusions. The instructions were ambiguous and difficult to follow. Her statement was ambiguous and could be interpreted in different ways. The politician's stance on the issue was ambiguous and left voters uncertain about where he stood.
Unruly as adjective. Difficult or impossible to control or manage, especially with regard to behavior. Disobedient or wild, not willing to follow rules or conform to social norms. The unruly students were causing chaos in the classroom. The unruly dog kept barking and jumping on everyone. The unruly crowd at the concert was becoming dangerous. The unruly hair made it hard for her to look presentable. The unruly weeds in the garden needed to be pulled out.
Maxim as noun. A short, pithy statement expressing a general truth or rule of conduct. One well-known maxim is "a penny saved is a penny earned." Another famous maxim is "actions speak louder than words." A popular business maxim is "the customer is always right." A maxim often quoted in education is "practice makes perfect." A maxim used in journalism is "never bury the lead." Self-effacing as adjective. Modest or humble in behavior, often to the point of downplaying one's abilities, achievements, or presence, tending to minimize one's importance or avoid drawing attention to oneself. Her self-effacing nature prevented her from taking credit for her contributions. The self-effacing comedian always downplayed his talent on stage. Despite his position, his self-effacing demeanor made him approachable. Her self-effacing behavior sometimes obscured her true capabilities. Despite his achievements, he remained remarkably self-effacing. Inadvertent as adjective, resulting from lack of attention or care, unintentional or accidental in nature. The inadvertent mistake caused the experiment to fail. He gave an inadvertent insult to his friend by forgetting their anniversary. The company made an inadvertent error in their financial statement. The driver made an inadvertent turn and got lost. The professor made an inadvertent error in grading the exams.
Bridle as verb. Check or curb someone's behavior or emotions, to control or restrain something, especially by exerting influence or pressure. The horse bridled at the sight of the snake, refusing to go any further down the trail. The athlete bridled at the coach's criticism, insisting that they were doing their best. The journalist bridled at the editor's request to rewrite the story, arguing that it was already well written. The employee bridled at the manager's micromanagement, feeling that they were being treated like a child. The student bridled at the teacher's unfair grading, feeling that they deserved a better score.
Ribald as adjective. Indecent or vulgar in language or behavior, scandalous or obscene in nature. His ribald jokes were not appreciated by everyone in the audience. The comedian's ribald humor was often considered offensive. The novel was criticized for its ribald language and explicit content. The group of friends enjoyed ribald banter and raunchy jokes. The party was full of ribald laughter and bawdy behavior. Tantamount as adjective. Equivalent in value, significance, or effect. Of equal importance or effect. His refusal to apologize was tantamount to admitting guilt. Losing the competition was tantamount to a failure for the team. The company's decision to cut benefits was tantamount to a pay cut. His lie was tantamount to breaking the trust of his friends. The actor's poor performance was tantamount to ruining the play. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.